Hi guys, today is day 6 of reserve. So I started the month on reserve, which basically means crew scheduling can call me at any time to go anywhere. My first day was on Saturday, and I immediately got a trip to a 2-day trip to San Antonio, and then I came back on Sunday. On Monday, I was actually released from reserve, which basically meant I had the day off. So, and Tuesday, Wednesday, I was already scheduled to have the day off. So, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I hung out here, and today is Thursday. So today's my first day back on reserve, and today I am on ready reserve, which means I get to stay at home. I don't have to go to the airport or anything, but I have to be ready to go at any point if they call me. So my bag is pretty much packed. I have my uniforms hanging up there ready to go, and I'm just kind of hanging out. But I gotta tell you, reserve makes me a little anxious. Like, I don't, you guys know I kind of have a nervous personality anyway, and it kind of makes me anxious, like not knowing when they could call, where I would go. I'm worried about missing the phone call. Just a lot of things to consider. Like right now, I'm making sure that my phone is on and the ringer is on, just to be sure. But so yeah, that's what I'm up to. And on, I believe it was Monday, Nancy and I went to sign the lease on our apartment, and we move in next Monday, the 10th. So I am so excited. I'm on reserve that day, so I could be gone, but I'm scheduled to have the 11th through the 13th off. So that will be 3 days that I can kind of get settled, which I don't really know how that's going to work because I don't have anything to settle with. I don't have a bed. It's an unfurnished apartment. I don't have utensils or a toothbrush holder or anything like that. So I'm gonna have to do some serious bargain shopping to try to get just the necessities for the apartment. But it's a 4-bedroom apartment, and it's in this neighborhood, so I get to stay here in this neighborhood that I've fallen in love with. So that's really cool. But right now it's just me and Nancy, and we are looking for 2 other people for the apartment to fill the other 2 rooms. Hopefully, ideally, they would be flight attendants, just because they kind of get the lifestyle, and I don't know, I'm comfortable with them, and obviously they've gone through rigorous background checking and that kind of thing, so I wouldn't have to worry about anything there. But ideally that would be the case, but I have found, and I've struggled with the fact that flight attendants live like a very temporary lifestyle. They're used to crash pads, they're used to being in different cities. It's hard to, like, you know, get one to like confirm and nail down and commit to, you know, this is this apartment. And so I've struggled with that. So I may have to end up getting people who are a little less flighty. And that's a weird pun, but yeah. So I'm talking to some people now, and most want to see the apartment before they move in, which is totally understandable, but it's being cleaned and painted and renovated right now, so may have to wait till next Monday. But that's what I'm up to right now. I'm sitting here by the phone waiting for a call, being anxious, and that's my life right now, the reserve life of a flight attendant. Guys, today has been bananas. I officially am not a fan of reserve anymore. I totally get why people hate it. I'll have to tell you about it later, but for now, let's just enjoy the view. Let's just try to enjoy the view, melt the stress away, breathe in, breathe out. Let's get through this together. that right? Newark. My worst nightmare happened. I was called at 3 o'clock in the morning and told that I had to be at Newark within 3 hours. I cried. I totally cried. Why I haven't come to Manhattan yet, and it's because I'm not ready for Manhattan yet. I am still the country mouse. What happened? Ooh. I am here totally kind of accidentally, just trying to get back to my little apartment in Astoria, but this is the way from Newark, so freaking out. Subway. Yet another thing I did not know I would be doing today. Probably would have put some makeup on, but it's good because I can scare everyone away with my no makeup look. And hair not done. Country mouse, y'all. Country mouse. but I think I made it. Even though I left like 2 hours ago or something. This has been a crazy day. I can't believe I survived it. Oh, well, I haven't survived it yet, but we'll see. Do you guys have any idea how long I have avoided the subway? About as long as I've been here. A little over a month. But I did it. And I didn't die. And it wasn't nearly as bad as I had anticipated. So now I'm walking home. Okay, now that I've been home for a bit and taking a little nap, let me tell you guys what happened. As you know, I was on reserve. Ready reserve. And I went to bed probably around 11 o'clock last night. And my phone woke me up about 3:15 this morning. And I jumped up real quick and I answered my phone. And the guy said, "Flight attendant, I have an assignment for you." And I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, I'm ready." And he says, "I'm putting you down for 6 o'clock a.m. standby at Newark Airport." And immediately all the blood rushed out of my body and I died. But no, I was like, I totally freaked out. You guys, that is like my nightmare assignment. Like, you know how much I've been trying to avoid going to Newark, because not only is it really far away, but it's like there's not one way to get there. It's not like take this train to Newark or take this bus to Newark. It's like take this train to this bus, hop on a camel, go down till you see a palm tree, meet Mr. Scruff and Muff, tell him you want 50 nickels, give the 50 nickels to the charlatan across the street, and she will send a car to come get you. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy. And so I asked the guy, the crew scheduling guy, I was like, please tell me you have something else. Please tell me you have JFK standby, LaGuardia standby, a trip, anything but sending me to Newark. And he was like, no, I got nothing. And I said, well, I told him, I said, I've never been there. I'm not sure how to get there. I was like, I don't even know if I can get there at this time in the morning. And for those of you who don't know, there's also was an Amtrak derailing earlier this week. So the train schedules have been crazy, and some of them have been canceled, and some of them don't run at certain times. And he was like, so do you want me to put you down for a missed trip, or are you going to be there? And I was like, I'm going to try. And so I hang up the phone and I immediately burst into tears. I mean, full on just, what am I going to do? I'm going to get a missed trip. How am I going to get there? Oh my God, guys, I was so upset. I immediately go to my phone and pull up Uber and Lyft to see how much it would be to just get a car. It's over $100 one way. I was like, I can't do that. There's no way I can justify doing that. I just can't. And then I pulled up on Google Maps the transit to get there. And it was showing that, like, this train doesn't start until this time, and this thing doesn't start till this time. And I remember my flight service manager and other people telling me don't be on the subway at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, and it was telling me to get on the subway, and I was just like, what in the world do I do? This entire time I'm getting dressed, I'm crying my eyes out. It was a mess. So I was like, you know what, I'll go, I'll pack my bags, I'll leave, I'll get to LaGuardia, and then I'll try to find out how to get from LaGuardia to Newark. Maybe there's a shuttle, there's a bus, there's something. And so I did that. I think he called originally at 3:19, and by 3:45 I was out the door. I had already called my Lyft to come and get me. And guys, I didn't have time to do my makeup, didn't have time to do my hair, didn't have time to do anything, because I knew on a good day it can take, you know, a couple hours to get to Newark, and I had 3 hours and Oh my gosh, it was just a nightmare, guys. I thought I was dreaming. I was like, please let this be a nightmare that I'm having, and it's not actual real life. I'm gonna get a missed trip. I'm gonna be fired. That's all there is to it. Oh. So on the way to LaGuardia, I searched a new hire group to see how other people get there, and I found out there was a courtesy shuttle from LaGuardia to Newark at 4:30 in the morning for employees. So I was like, oh my gosh. And guys, my whole day was just a comedy of errors. Like, I get there and I go, they tell me the name, or in the group it says what kind of shuttle it is. So I go, I see one, I knock on the door, and he's like, no, it doesn't pick up here, it picks up over there. So I go there and I'm lugging my bags around all this time. It's 3 in the morning, or it's 4 in the morning at this point. And then I finally a shuttle pulls up, and it's where, you know, people say it should be, and it's the name it says it should be. But I noticed that the other people waiting are not in my same uniform. They work for a different airline. But at this point, I just zipped up my jacket. I just zipped up my jacket so you couldn't see my uniform. And I got on that shuttle, and he handed me a clipboard that said, such and such employee sign in. And it was not my company at the top. And I just signed my name and kept my mouth shut. I didn't know what to do. There was no way that I could make it if I got on another shuttle. And I was just like, well, this shuttle's going to Newark. I don't care if it's from my airline or not. I'm going on this shuttle. So I went on that shuttle, and sure enough, they drop us off at the correct terminal for that airline, not for my airline. So I gave the guy a tip, and I immediately tried to find a way to get to my terminal. And guys, I was a mess. I was frazzled. I was nervous. I was not awake. I forgot how escalators worked. I almost fell off the escalator on the way. I had never been to this airport before. I gotta go get my tea. I had never been to this airport before, so I didn't know where anything was. I didn't know where operations was or anything. And it was just a mess. It was a mess. And so I'm searching in my documents to try to find out how to get to operations. There's, you know, again, the directions are crazy. And finally I make it to operations with about 15 minutes to spare. So driving to the airport, waiting on the shuttle, catching the shuttle, going to Newark, getting dropped off at the wrong terminal, getting on the air train to go to the other terminal, trying to walk around and find ops. Literally did not stop and take a breath that entire time since the moment they woke me up. I made it with 15 minutes to spare, and I had 3 hours. If I would not have left immediately, there's no way I would have made it, and I would have gotten a missed trip, and I would be in a lot of trouble since I'm on probation. So that was my morning. It was crazy. And of course, once I got there, you know, I was on standby, which basically means you're there, you're dressed, you could be called at any point to cover for someone who doesn't show up for their trip, or for, you know, someone who gets sick or something like that. So I was on edge the entire time, wondering if they were going to call me. But I ended up getting through the entire 6-hour shift without them calling me. And then it dawned on me, I have to find my way home. There's not a courtesy shuttle that goes back. I am in Newark, New Jersey, and now I have to find out how to get back. And I looked up the Uber, and it was just as expensive to get back as it was at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I was like, okay, that's out. I looked up a shuttle bus that goes between Newark and JFK, and I think it was $32 or something like that. And I was like, that's out. I don't even know where that is. So I just put it into Google Maps, just put my address of this little place, checked on transit, and just said go. Just tell me where to go and I'm gonna go. And guys, I caught planes, trains, buses, shuttles, all kinds of stuff. I left the airport about 12:30 and got back about 3:15. So again, it's almost 3 hours once everything gets done. But I rode the subway for the first time ever. I went into Manhattan for the first time ever, all because I had to get back from Newark. And I was lugging around my bags this entire time. I was dressed, no makeup, no hair, just complete country mouse, you guys. I mean, I came up from the air train and was right underneath Madison Square Garden. And then I had to walk down, I don't even know which street it was, to get to the subway. And I didn't have a choice. I've been so scared to do these things. I've been so nervous about going in Manhattan, so nervous about the subway, that I'm just like, I'll handle that when it happens. When it happens, I'll do it. And it happened, guys. It happened. But I will tell you, it was a lot of fun. And I overcame my fears of Newark, of the subway, of Manhattan, of standby, and now I have about 5.5 hours before I'm back on reserve and can be called again. And I probably will, because I'm numbered 20 something out of 100 and something people. So that means only 20 people have to be called before me, and probably not even that many. So I'm getting off here. I'm going to try to get some rest, try to drink some tea, and try to calm down from my crazy experience this morning. But guys, you should have seen me. It was a fish out of water. I mean, it was, oh, this job is going to kill me. It's going to kill me. It's, oh, I love it. But if I die, you know why.